And we continue with the 2025 World Figure Skating Championship. We are moving right on along to men. And I have to say, the men were not menning. I don't know what it looks like, but the men were not menning. They were actually, with the exception of a few here and there, I would say the men did really well. Now let's see, in terms of what spot did the men at the 2025 World Figure Skating Championship earn for the Olympics? What did we have? The US maintained its 3 spots. Kazakhstan now has 3 spots. I don't think they have 2 men, let alone 3 men to compete, but they do now have 3 spots. Japan, whoo, they maintain 3 spots. France now has 3 spots. That was glorious, glorious. South Korea got to keep their 2 spots. Thank goodness for that. Georgia now has 2 spots again. I don't think they have 2 men, but they have 2 spots. Italy, just like in the pairs in the men, Italy failed to gain that 3rd spot, which means, again, Italy is going to have to fight tooth and nails to decide who's going to compete at the Olympics on home ice. I am not looking forward to that because, oh my God, I'm a fan of so many of the Italian men. That's going to be a bloody bloodbath for Italy. So there was just a lot of Canada didn't gain a 2nd spot, so they have 1 spot. So there was just a lot going on with figure skating. Who else managed to gain and lose some spot for men? I mean, there was a lot of mobilities, but I still felt like it wasn't as bad as I thought it could have been, given that it was men. The Chinese Dawei Day with an 18th place finish, which was very impressive for him at his first senior world. This was very impressive, but with an 18th place finish, China only has 1 spot, which also puts them in a very difficult situation. Adam Hagera, what an incredible season Adam has had, competing both at junior and senior level. Just absolutely amazing. I was so happy to see him have 2 clean performances. Yes, he probably didn't have the same level of pressure that some of the other men competing had, but still, this was, a major senior competition, and he was so calm, so resolved. He had no mistakes in the short program, no mistakes in the long program. I feel like if he can get like a quad saw or a quad toe, because Adam has really good basic skating skills, he could really become part of that conversation. Roman Sadowski, 14th place finish. Amazing for Roman. Again, it wasn't clean, but I wasn't really expecting Roman to give us 2 clean program. But what I was hoping for was he would give us mostly 2 clean programs. And that's exactly what we got. The short program was mostly clean. The long program was mostly clean. I was very happy to see it. Daniel Grasso in 13th place. This entire season, the judges had been inflating his scores. The tech callers hadn't been calling his jumps. So honestly, I was expecting him to be in like the top 10, top 8. That the callers here decided to call his jumps was quite amazing for me. I've said it over the entire season, that long program, I don't know whose idea it was. It was stupid to give someone with posture as bad as Daniel a balletic program. He looked awkward in every movement, awkward in every position, which I feel like affected his presentation, which affected his overall PC score. I hope next season they actually give him program that matches his physical capability, because this season his programs made no sense to me. Um, Lucas Brucci. Oh, after that amazing outing at European, I honestly thought that Lucas would easily have a top 6 finish here, but unfortunately, skating under that much pressure, the jumps really just were not where he needed it to be. So it was just really unfortunate. Denis Vasiliev, yes, yes, almost a top 10 finish for Denis. 11th place. Almost a top 10 finish for Denis. But this was such an incredibly strong outing for Denis. That quad sow looks better and better every year. And I'm wondering how consistent can he gets it by the end of the Olympic season. I really liked his program. The clubbing program was really fun. The classical program, this is a skater that you give classical programs to. Denis has beautiful lines, wonderful posture, wonderful musicality, wonderful drama and flares, nice spins. This is this type of skater. If you were going to give a balletic program, you're going to give it to a Denis Vasiliev. Really happy with the way Denis ended his season. Nikolai Momola, the top Finnish Italian skater here. He did his best. Again, Nikolai, a very tall, very elegant skater. That triple lutz and the triple flips. He's the kind of skater that has good basic skating skills, that has beautiful lines, that has a nice level of musicality, but he is also constantly pushing the technical aspect of his skating. And I'm really happy to see how he grows each season, figuratively and literally. He is a giant amongst skaters. Every season he grows a little more. I really, really like the Spanish number on him. I cannot wait to see what he has for a home Olympic if he is fortunate enough to get picked. But just wonderful. Top 10 finish, wonderful for him. Nika Igatse, yeah, the 30 bonus is real. I've not liked anything about his skating all season. He does have really good jump. His technique, surprising being that he's an E30 skater, is pretty solid. I would say to Nika Igatse, stop letting Danny G choreograph your program. Find some other choreographers. I'm pretty sure there are some great choreographers in Russia who can give you a decent program. The Danny G programs are not doing anything for you. Jason Brown, top 8. You can never, ever count out Jason Brown. Yes, the short program, that triple lutz double toe. I was like, but the triple axel looked beautiful. And then we got to the long program, and it was everything that I have wanted from Jason all season. I was holding my breath. The tension was real. The happiness was real. And when we were like, why are we sending Jason to Worlds? We should be sending Jimmy Ma. We should be sending this person. We should be sending that person. We send Jason because when the chips are down, when you got to get it done, Jason Brown is going to deliver. I was so excited. You guys know how much I love Jason Brown. You guys know I have a specific aesthetic that I prefer for figure skating. It's not the right aesthetic. It's not the wrong aesthetic. It's my preferred aesthetic. And Jason Brown fits that aesthetic. And I was so happy to see him deliver a clean, free program under the pressure when it counts. And I know there was a lot of people on skating Twitter. How could Jason Brown be ahead of all of these people who have quads? Because all they have is quads. And I would gladly exchange a quad toe for one of Jason's spins. I would gladly change a quad flip for Jason's step sequence. I would gladly change a quad sow for Jason's, sequence. For just that's my personal preference. It's not right, it's not wrong, it's just a personal preference. Then in 7th place, because the bloody judges just cannot help themselves but to rob Junhwa Cha Cha, baby, cha, baby, cha, cha, cha. Oh my goodness, this was a wonderful outing for Junhwa. Yes, that damn quad toe loop is still a problem. Yes, he has yet to give us two clean programs. But he had my two most favorite programs this season. He is just a marvelous, well-rounded skater. That quad sow is probably one of the most beautiful thing in figure skating right now. The speed, the height, the ice coverage, the posture, going in and going out. Mwah, textbook beautiful jump. He is still struggling on that quad toe, but oh my God, the in-between skatings. You guys know how much I love some good in-between skating. His edge control, his multi-directional footstep sequence, his musicality, his just the pointing of his little fingers. I'm all about Junhwa Cha. I do still think that he should go back to Brian. I think he was way more consistent when he was with Brian. And also I feel like figure skating is incredibly political, and I think being with Brian is going to help his chances at the Olympics. So I do think he should go back to Brian. Shun Sato did much better here than I was expecting from him. He has been one of those skaters who has been menning a lot. He mends a lot at his competition. Again, the short program was good. The long program, he struggled, but overall, this was one of the cleanest outing for him. He is another skater, and I feel like I have a fondness for him because to an extent, a very small one, he does remind me of Shoma Uno. And you know how much I adored Shoma Uno. He has that potential. It's probably going to take him probably another 8 years to get to that level, but it is there. He does have nice posture. He is musical. He does have nice jump. I think with him it's a mental thing to get him to compete consistently and clean. I do feel with him it's a mental thing, and I hope they start building that mental strength for him so that he's able to compete cleanly, because he has all the elements, he has all the requirements. He just needs to deliver under pressure. Fifth place, Kevin Amos. Oh my Lord. This was Kevin Amos changed his short program. I did love his first short program, that little party club type of short program, but he changed it to one of his old programs. He said he changed it because of the victims of the plane crash. He wanted to do something a little more respectful. It was breathtaking. That short program, the way he delivered it, it was everything I've ever wanted to see from Kevin and more. And then in the long program, he fought. He fought. He didn't give a single element away. Not a jump, not a spin, not the step sequence. And then for him to finish in fifth place here. Yes. Yes, and with his fifth place finish, he managed to get a third spot for France. Oh, Kevin. Oh my God, all of those $9 $1.25 tree candles that I have been burning were well worth it. Thank you, Kevin, for giving us such a breathtaking experience. And then, of course, Adam has to be Adam. He is coming back from injury. He's not 100%. So, of course, and he tends to be a skater that bombs the short program. So he bombed the short program, not to the level that he did last year, but it had him in ninth place. But again, Adam is one of those skaters that is so mentally strong. So he came back. He fought his way from ninth to third. And that to me was amazing. And if I'm perfectly honest, if he had done just a little better, done just a little bit better in the short program, he probably would have been on the podium with another bronze medal. Now we get to our podium. And third place was Yuma Kagiyama. Yuma is the opposite of of Adam, because Yuma will have a wonderful short program and then he will fall apart with the long program, whereas Adam will bomb the short program and then come back fighting in the long program. I almost feel like mushing them into like that perfect ideal skater, with Yuma taking care of the short program and then Adam coming to do the long program. Again, with Huma Kageyama, it's not a talent thing. We know it's not a talent thing because we know how talented he is as a skater. It's a mental thing. I think Huma needs to be working with a sports psychologist. I think he needs to be building that mental strength, because this is not the first time, the second time, or third time where Yuma has come out, had a beautiful, just breathtaking short program and then bomb the long program. And I feel like if he continues to do this, the judges are going to start scoring him lower and lower and lower in the short program. And that short program bonus, that bump that he has, that's keeping him on the podium, he's going to start to lose it. Like he popped a sow cow. And we know he could do this jump in his sleep. And he also had another set of my favorite programs this season. We got to see the short program clean and it's beautiful, but we never got to see that free program clean. And it's just so sad. I feel like they need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what is the mental blockade that is stopping him. My heart was breaking for him in the kiss and cry because he so desperately wanted to be on that podium, and he knew how he skated in the free program, and he knew it might not have happened. And thank goodness he had that cushion in the short program, because if he didn't, he would have fallen off the podium. The surprise for me here in the dark horse, I had picked him as the dark horse for the podium, was Mikhail Shidorov. You guys know how much I adore his mission based jump technique. I do feel like Mikhail has better jump technique than any of the other men competing here. Why? Because he makes it look so easy. He makes it look like all of his jumps look like triples. They're so easy. Not because they don't have the power or the height, but the amount of effort he's exerting makes it look so easy. I like the fact that he is constantly growing. As the season has progressed, you could see he's trying to do more in the step sequence, more, in the choreo sequence. He's trying to grow as a skater, and I do appreciate that. Please, please, please give him some good programs for the Olympic season, because if he could keep competing at this level, if he could keep the technical elements where it's at, but then add a little bit more artistry, put a little more bit effort on his spin, a little bit effort in the choreo sequence, a little bit effort in the step sequence, he really, really could give us something that is just amazing. And I would absolutely, absolutely love to see him continue to grow. Wonderful outing for him. A silver medal at Worlds. He also gained 2 spots for his country. I know 3 spots for his country, which I don't think they need, but they now have 3 spots. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Dennis 10 is so proud right now. And then, of course, the winner, which we all knew was going to happen, was Ilya Melanin. Jump wise, once in a lifetime generational talent, without a doubt. Just amazing what he can do technically. I still stand by what I say. I prefer his short program to the long program. I do get it. He's an angsty teenage boy. And probably those are the music that appeals to him. I get it. I just not my favorite programs. Now, are we in the era of the Ilyaflation? Yes, we obviously are in the era of Ilya. With his PC, I don't even know where these judges are getting these PCs. If we're being perfectly honest, skaters like Junhwa Cha, skaters like Jason Brown, skaters like Kevin Amos, skaters like Yuma Kageyama, skaters like Adam Sionhem Fa should all be at least, there should be at least a I would say a 5 to 10 point difference in their PCS to Ilya Melanin. But we already know that is not the way figure skating work, because even though the judges have read the rule books and they understand how they're supposed to be applying the PCS, the reality of it is the PCS is directly correlated to the technical capabilities. It's not supposed to, but it is. The better you jump, the higher your PCS will go, regardless of whether it is deserving or not. That's just the way the cookie crumble. It's sad, but it is the reality of it. So we are going to continue to see the era of inflation. But to be fair, we had the era of chinflation. We had the era of nakeflation. There's always gonna be that inflation era for the top skater who is jumping well. That unfortunately is just the way figure skating works. Until we are able to change the overall, international skating political infrastructure, that's how it's going to be. I do think the way that the podium worked out was fair. I do think the men were judged fairly good at this event. There wasn't any skaters where I was like, maybe Nikolai Mamola. I felt like he should have been like much higher. Yeah, I would have put him like in the top 10. I would have, no, I mean, I would have put him in the top 6. I also would have put Junhwa Cha in the top 4, but overall, I wasn't incredibly aggrieved where I was like, get the pitchfork. We got to get these judges. Not at this particular discipline. I didn't feel like that. But you guys let me know. How did you feel about the 2025 World Figure Skating Championship, the men's discipline?